26th. The guys will be back on the 26th. They went home Friday. It's probably a little longer than we'd like as far as a break-wise, but you know, there's another 3 months left in the season, so the wrestling season is extremely long. I mean, it's already been going on basically 3 months, so these guys get a little bit of time to recharge and come back, and then, you know, we step into one of the toughest tournaments we'll have all year at the Midlands in Chicago. So.
Was there certain positives that stuck out from that dual meet over other things?
Against Ellsworth?
Yeah.
Well, I think the abilities might be a little bit mismatched simply because these guys are first or second year guys. It's a community college, it's a junior college, and UNI's a Division I school. I mean, they're expected to go out there. UNI's guys are expected to go out there and dominate against these guys, and that's pretty much what they did.
Look at heavyweight. How are things shaping up between Crumweedy and Beal?
I don't know. He asked about heavyweight between Crumweedy and Beal. I don't know who's going to be in there at the end of the year. You know, they're both unpredictable, really. I mean, there's been no consistency out of either one of them. Well, one does well, the other guy doesn't, and what the other guy does well, the other guy doesn't. So I think those guys will go back and forth this year. I don't know who will be the guy.
Will it be important for either one of them or both of them to come back good after Christmas and really get themselves in the lineup and try to show something the first couple weeks you guys are back?
Yeah, absolutely. We don't care what happens in the practice room, and we're not a big tryout team. You know, you don't put a lot of stock in that. It's how do these guys compete when they get out there. That's what matters most. So a lot of things, you know, we're hoping both those guys want to be in the lineup, and one's not kind of rolling over for the other. I mean, it's hard to tell what Crumweedy's thinking. He doesn't say a whole lot, so he's a hard guy to read. You never know what he's thinking. So I guess time will tell by the way these guys compete.
How about at 41? You see Laser staying in that position?
Well, Laser's done. Anybody who follows the team at all knows that Laser's done a great job. And really, if you've been around the program a little while and watched him wrestle a year or two ago, he's made incredible strides. And he's won 6 or 7 matches this year on top. He's beaten some really good guys, and he's only going to keep getting better. I do see Laser at 41, which then people start wondering, well, what about Mac Ryder? You know, Ryder may be in the lineup at 149. I think Tanner Hyatt's probably going to be done for the year, unfortunately. And how that goes, I guess we'll just have to see. I think we're a better team that way, and I think Bart's would be better at 49. Now, I'm saying these things without him even knowing I'm saying these things, which I'm sure he'll hear about now, but, you know, Bart's held up pretty well against Bonin and some of these guys, so, you know, he can handle the weight class. But time will tell.
Didn't have anybody out there at 125 again. Are you guys any closer to anything there?
As far as 125, you know, it's an unfortunate situation with everybody who knows, or again, people who follow pretty close. You know, Clone was going to go down to 125, certified at 25. Obviously, he's not in the picture this year. We're not going to pull Dylan Peters out of red shirt, even though I totally believe he's ready to wrestle. I mean, I really do. I think the guy's ready to win right now. I think he could be an All-American this year. We're not going to pull him out. Ryan Yauk, who's a 5th-year senior, has certified at 125, and he's been down as low as 129. And I just talked to him last night. He's at home working out in Chicago, and you know, we're going to try to get him down to 125. He hasn't been down there for 4 years. And if you guys know him at all, he's a pretty lean guy already. I mean, his body fat's going to be right down there in the 4% range, which is you know, that's the NCAA allows that. He's pretty lean anyway. But if he gets down to 125 and gets it under control, he's going to win some matches.
Got his haircut, maybe he'd lose it.
If he got his hair cut, he'd lose 10 pounds, if you've seen that. Which he'll have to get it cut now. I mean, it's look like Eddie Vedder from Pearl Jam or something.
You had to be pretty pleased with the attendance Thursday night.
Yeah, there was a great crowd Thursday night, and you know, we appreciate people coming out. It's you know, I'm sure a lot of people were rolling their eyes thinking Ellsworth, but there was a great crowd, and you know, we got to thank everybody who came out. There wasn't admission that night, but it was Toy for Tots, and you know, we collected a lot of toys. Anybody who was there saw the gigantic. In fact, I was looking through some of the toys myself to see what I might want to take, but you know, it's a great deal because we help a lot of kids in the process, and Doug's done a really good job of getting the team out there to the Boys and Girls Club, you know, working with some of the other teams and some of the other coaches, you know, on this Toy for Tots thing, and there's been some things with the St. Jude children with cancer. I mean, Doug's done a really good job and is a real advocate of having our team involved, you know, trying to grow the program and put out a good perception, you know, instead of just a bunch of thugs that drink and break stuff, you know. I mean, that's kind of people's perception, but it's trying to quell that a little bit.
I know you want all the guys to do as well as they can and to be on the stand, but who do you think is the best shot when you get the Midlands?
To place at Midlands?
Yeah.
I think Levi, he asked who we think can place at Midlands. I think Levi Wolfensberger's capable of placing. You know, Laser, Bart Ryder. I don't know if Bart's going to go 41 or 49 for Midlands. I mean, obviously Bonin. You know, Caldwell's done pretty well this year so far. You know, Loader, I expect him to be in there somewhere. It's just hard to tell, you know, who gets hot and who doesn't. Now, remember 3 years ago, we dueled Iowa, a couple of years ago, 2 years ago, and we got crushed. But then we met those guys 3 times in the Midlands and won all 3 matches in the Midlands against them and beat a couple of their guys pretty bad. So really, it's just who comes back ready to go. But I would think those guys all have a really good chance of placing. And to take that a step further, I think all those guys have a chance to be All-Americans as well, to be quite honest.